Welcome to UGBS 207 Social Responsibility and Ethics class. Today, I'm very excited to talk to you about community volunteering. And community volunteering is one of the corporate social initiatives of corporate organizations. It's one of the initiatives that organizations can use to reach to the society, to help in community development, and to project the corporate image and the brand name. Now, when we talk of community volunteering, basically we are looking at the organization sometimes allowing its employees to get involved in society, and yet these employees are still being paid, or employees spending time with communities. That is the time that they are supposed to be working with the organization. They still be with the communities, they help in community development, and yet the organizations still spend money on them. By way of session overview, this session shall concentrate on community volunteering, and the potential opportunities and challenges of community volunteering shall be explored. The programs and key success factors for community volunteering shall be discussed when and how it is appropriate for an organization to embark on community volunteering, as well as the steps involved in developing community volunteering shall be discussed in this session. At the end of the session, I expect you to be able to understand or explain what community volunteering is about and what is its role in corporate performance. I also expect you to know the potential benefits of community volunteering, and you should also be aware of the challenges of community volunteering. It is important you also understand the relationship between community volunteering and other corporate initiatives. Lastly, it is important you understand and identify the different forms of community volunteering. The key topics to be covered in these sections are community volunteering programs, benefits of community volunteering, concerns of community volunteering, success of community volunteering, employee volunteering, and then community volunteering programs. I'll also urge you to visit the UG Sakai platform for further links to material on community volunteering. Community volunteering is an initiative in which the corporation supports and encourages employees, retail partners, and all franchise members to volunteer their time to support local community organizations and causes. There are several forms of it that it can take place, and usually it includes employees volunteering their expertise, talents, ideas, or physical labor, and corporate support may involve providing paid time off from work, matching services to help employees find opportunities of interest, recognition for services, and organizing teams to support specific causes the corporation has targeted. This initiative creates a win-win situation for employees, society, and the organization. There are several definitions of community volunteering. Lee and Kotler define community volunteering as an initiative in which the corporation supports and encourages employees, retail partners, and all franchise members to volunteer their time to support local community organizations and causes. And the organization also has a role to play when it comes to community volunteering. For instance, paid time off from work, matching services to help employees to find opportunities of interest, recognition for services, and organizing teams to support specific causes the corporation has targeted. This initiative creates a win-win situation for employees, society, and organization. There are several benefits of community volunteering. Now, for the employees, these are some of the benefits they are likely to derive from involving in community volunteering. It provides unique opportunity for employees to contribute directly to society in areas of social concern they are personally interested in. It gives relief to employees from the pressure of their normal working routine, which may be a form of stress relief. Thirdly, increasing employee satisfaction and motivation. A company's reputation for community involvement, including support for employees to volunteer for causes, can influence their morale as well as their choices about where they work. In terms of the organizations, these are some of the benefits they are likely to derive from community volunteering. It will build genuine relationship in the community, between the organization and the community. It contributes to the business goals. It also leads to community volunteering will also contribute to the business goals of the corporation. It also ensures that it enhances the corporate image of the organization, and it provides opportunities to showcase products and services of the organization. There are also potential concerns of community volunteering. For instance, specific nature of concerns, this can get expensive. It can sometimes be expensive for the organizations. For instance, employees spending time to work in communities instead of working for the organization. With so many employees, efforts may get spread over so many issues that we don't really make a social impact. Another concern of community volunteering is the fact that if you have so many employees and all of them getting into different parts of the communities, it might not target a specific area where the community can easily be noticed. They are spread over a large area. Similarly, when efforts among employees are dispersed throughout the market, even the globe, how do we realize business benefits for companies as well? And this is related to the earlier point, whereby if the employees are so many and their interests are so wide, then it might not focus the effort of the organization. Being able to track efforts and outcomes for these initiatives can be the most difficult of all. That is, sometimes it's very difficult to monitor the activities of the employees, what they are doing in the field. And that can also be a concern, whether they are genuinely spending their time with the communities or they are actually helping society whilst the organization is paying them. Now, there are certain key success factors that community volunteering projects that we can also be concerned with, we need to be aware of. And some of them include, when selecting a social issue, choose issues and organizations that are relevant to the lives of the community's employees. You need to choose issues and organizations that are relevant to the lives of the company's employees. This is because if you don't get things, if you don't send them to areas where they are interested in, where their interest is in, they are not likely to deliver their best to such communities. Conduct due diligence and learn from history, but always innovate. It is critical to learn from past efforts by companies and foundations. So you can also look at areas that you have already worked in and whether it has worked for you or it did not work for. What lessons did you learn and engaging in community volunteering? You need to consider that. Support causes and projects that improve the social and economic environment in the locations where the company has its physical facilities. Yes, it is important you get involved in community volunteering. You relieve your employees to get involved. But it is important you also do it in areas where you believe your presence can be felt, and not do it in areas where they cannot relate with you. It is important you do it where your factory is located so that they can recognize your presence. You also have to ensure that the project issues and organizations supported reflect the values of the company and have the support of senior leadership involvement, including the CEO and the chairman of the board. Yes, in getting involved in communities, it is also important that we get our CEOs backing or top management support, as well as the board chairman or the board leadership. And that will give us, that will make our community volunteering successful if top managers are backing the process. When developing a community volunteering program, we need to engage employees throughout the company in the effort. We cannot do things in isolation. It is important we get the employees involved. It is important we seek their opinions. It is important we get their ideas in implementing community volunteering programs. The second issue is that we need to develop partnership between community affairs and brand managers. Yes, partnership, we cannot do it alone. We need to partner with other organizations, and it is important we understand who are our partners so that we can operate effectively with them. It is also important to collaborate with community organizations that are behind the most innovative responses to the local issues. There are a whole lot of CBOs who are already in there. If it is possible, you can get in line or in touch with them. You collaborate with them to execute your community volunteering program, then it can be successful. Make sure that there is a connection between the effort and the core of the company. In our case, we endeavor to connect our employees to programs they were already broadly aware of, had significant interest in, and were able to partner with. So in a broad sense, employees need to be involved, and we need to get them into areas or things that are core to our business and areas that they are already involved in, so that it doesn't become something new. It's something that they are already aware, at least broadly, and that makes sense. And when implementing community volunteering program, we need to stay committed to the issue for extended period of time instead of jumping around between different courses. What it means is that we take one issue, one course at a time, and stay with it, sustain it for a while, and that is how we can make positive impact in a society. Also, we need to make sure you don't compromise the content of what you do. Keep your eye on the most valued customer, which must be the community in which you are engaging. Provide your employees with the tools and resources they need to be successful. It is important we provide the necessary tools, and that will ensure the success of community volunteering program. We must also, our community volunteering program, if it is targeted at our target market, it works for the organization. It will make it a successful one. Include promotional strategies. In our community volunteering programs, yes, we can also include promotional strategies in it, or promotional materials, to ensure that the corporate image of the organization is enhanced, or the organization behind the initiative is recognized. We also need to develop and implement measurement systems. It is important when we engage in corporate volunteering, we measure the programs to ensure we monitor and measure to see whether we are actually making progress or whether we are on the track or we are deviating. When is community volunteering ideal? When current social initiatives will benefit from a volunteer component. When a group of employees express an interest in a specific cause and specific cause that has strong connections with business and corporate citizenship goals. When a community need emerges, especially unexpected one, that is good match for resources and skills for workforce. When technological advances make it easier to match employees to volunteer opportunities. When a strong community organization approaches to business for support, represents an issue of interest to employees and has a natural connection to strategic corporate citizenships and business goals, and when a volunteer effort might open new markets or provide opportunities for new product development and research. Now, there are certain processes that you need to go through when developing community volunteering. I will outline the processes as follows. First, you need to develop guidelines for employee involvement. You need also to determine types and levels of employee support. You need to develop an internal communication plan, and you need to develop a recognition plan. You need to develop an external communication plan, as well as tracking and assessment plan. I will urge you to visit the Sakai platform and try the following. When is it suitable for corporate organizations to engage in community volunteering? What are the potential concerns for an organization embarking on community volunteering? In summary, community volunteering basically is when companies allow their employees to engage in community service, and yet the company still pay them. It allows employees, instead of spending their working hours with the company, it allows them to move to communities and serve the society for a specific cause. The organization can do it several ways. It can partner, and it can also, before it does it, it needs to consult the various stakeholders, especially the employees, to get their interest, to know where their interests are. It is also important we seek the approval of management as well as the board. There are potential benefits of community volunteering for organizations. So far as the corporate image is concerned, the business success is concerned, performance in terms of sales and other things. So there are challenges of community volunteering, so that has also been highlighted in this section. And when is it appropriate for organizations to get involved in community volunteering? And then the success cases of community volunteering have been discussed in this section. I will urge you to move into the Sakai platform or to your resources and read more on this area, and you'll get further information and further resources on community volunteering.